Still looking at me.
What up, guys? It's the Multitasker. Welcome back again to another reaction. So Shadow just sent me another requested video, and the title is called WWE Wrestlers Who Played Horror Movie Monsters. Well, I can guarantee you there are some who actually appeared in some of the movies that I remember, but I digress. There are plenty more, so let's go ahead and check this out for a little bit. So without further ado, it's time to react.
Wrestlers have been described as monsters, and some of them taken that literally. In the spirit of Halloween, let's look at several monsters of the reign who became monsters in movies. First up is Santa's Sleigh. In this movie, Goldberg plays the role of Santa Claus, but he's not your typical holly jolly Saint Nick. It's explained that Santa Claus is actually the son of Satan, and after being forced to deliver gifts, and be an all-around good guy for 1,000 years, he's finally able to return and start killing people. Goldberg's character is insane in this movie. First off, he makes his entrance in the film by busting through a brick chimney. That's awesome. On top of that, he rides around in a sleigh that's being pulled by a bison, and since he's an evil Santa Claus, his presence explodes.
A bison. Holy shit.
Nobody's safe in this movie. Wherever Goldberg Claus goes, he just destroys everyone. Beyond just seeing an awesome wrestler on screen, Goldberg does perform a few wrestling moves. First, when Santa breaks into a deli, he performs a spear through a glass display and rams the store owner into the wall. Goldberg also attacks a group of Christmas carolers and performs a gorilla press slam on one of them. Once Christmas is over, Goldberg's character loses his powers, so he boards a plane and heads to the North Pole. It's honestly kind of a fun movie, and Goldberg does a great job playing a dark, serial-killing Santa. Plus, the post-credits ending is just the cherry on top.
Who's next?
This next wrestler, in theory, is cast perfectly. In 2014's Leprechaun Origins, Hornswoggle plays, well, the Leprechaun. 4 American tourists visit an Irish countryside when one night they're attacked by a monster. The monster beats them up, but they do manage to escape. The group finds out that the creature that attacked was a leprechaun, and the local villagers sacrifice tourists to it. Now that sounds awesome. Hornswoggle's an evil, monster leprechaun, but just look at him. You can't even tell that's Hornswoggle. Beyond that, if you saw this monster, would you say, oh yeah, that's clearly a leprechaun? No, he looks more like a goblin or something. What's sad is that this is what the leprechaun looked like in the first movie from 1993. Imagine how awesome it would be to see Hornswoggle dressed as something like that. Back to the movie, the leprechaun starts killing off the tourists one by one, but it's ultimately his lust for gold that's his undoing. The last character alive distracts the leprechaun by throwing some gold coins in the air and delivering the finishing blow. This one isn't that great for a number of reasons, so let's just move on. This next film features a wrestler born to play a horror movie monster, as Kane takes on the role of Jacob Goodnight. The setup involves a group of juvenile delinquents tasked with going to an abandoned hotel and cleaning it up so it can be turned into a homeless shelter. During the night, 2 of the teens start exploring the building until they get separated and Kane's character appears. His primary weapon is a hook on a chain, which he uses to drag his first victim into an elevator. He eventually starts using an axe too, but I think the hook is more unique. One cool detail is that typically before Jacob Goodnight appears, you'll hear and see some flies buzzing around as a sign that he's nearby. Jacob kills most of his victims right away, but there's a couple he holds captive. The Big Red Machine also has a sense of humor in this movie. One of the girls is trying to escape by being lured out of a window, but Kane grabs a hold of the rope and starts pulling her back up. When she starts yelling to let her go, he smiles and does just that, causing her to fall to her death. They're finally able to kill Jacob Goodnight after pushing him out of a window. Or do they? In the sequel, See No Evil 2, Jacob's body is taken to a morgue, where it turns out he's still alive. Just like Kane did in real life, Jacob Goodnight puts on a mask and starts going on a killing spree across the building. He even brings out the hook and chain again. This time, they finish Jacob off by stabbing him with a tube and pumping a bunch of emboldening chemicals into him. However, that's still not enough to take the man down. At the very end, the last guy is trying to leave, only to realize Jacob Goodnight followed him, and then gets immediately killed. Kane's character isn't my favorite movie monster, but it is cool that we got to see him play a horror villain. Technically, this wrestler played a horror movie monster, but, well, you'll see. In Freddy vs. Jason, the 2 horror movie icons square off in the dream world. At one point, Jason throws Freddy across the room, and for a split moment, Rey Mysterio is the one underneath that brown hat.
What?
Yeah, the master of the 619 technically played Freddy Krueger.
Wait a minute, wait.
And we don't even see Mysterio's face, but it is still cool that he got to take on the role of a huge horror movie icon. We find another wrestler scaring moviegoers in the 2007 remake of Halloween. The star of the movie, Michael Myers, is played by Tyler Mane. You may remember him from the Wrestlers in Marvel Movies video I did, where he played Sabretooth in X-Men. In case you need a refresher,
I remember him,
Tyler Mane wrestled as Big Sky in WCW, where he formed a tag team with Kevin Nash. Returning to Halloween, Mane as Michael Myers breaks out of the sanitarium he's been locked in, grabs his iconic mask, and starts terrorizing the neighborhood. The victims try to fight back, but Myers is pretty durable. In fact, he gets shot 3 times in the back, and he's still not dead. Finally, a gunshot to the head seems to do it, but in the sequel, Halloween 2, we find out that he survives the bullet. Michael Myers and Jacob Goodnight must see the same health coach. Let me know which monster you thought was the best. To keep the party going, check out this video that looks at the wrestlers who appeared in the world of Sharknado. I'm Zach from Tap Out Corner, and take it easy.
Okay. Out of all the WWE superstars that I may have seen them, but one I did not know that Rey Mysterio was the stuntman that plays the stuntman of Freddy Krueger. I didn't know about that. Holy shit. Well, that definitely surprised out of me. Well, I mean, of course, we already know that he dons the mask, but never would have expected that he would do the stunts. Okay, that makes sense. And oh boy, it's been a long time. I remember that Tyler Mane. That mostly I recognize him from the first X-Men movie as Sabretooth, and I kind of suspected that what he did play Michael Myers in Rob Zombie's own vision of Halloween. It's been a very long time. The good question is what he's been up to lately. Probably still doing some indie wrestlings. I'm guessing, but yeah. And no, I have not seen the See No Evil 2. I wish I wanted to see this again. I guess I'll have to look it up like everybody else. But that's it for tonight. So if you enjoyed this, let's leave it a likes and leave a comments down below. If you're new to this channel, all you have to do is to click that little bell and you get a notification from yours truly for a reaction, gaming, music, streaming, and anime. And with that, I'll catch y'all in the next video. So peace out, everyone. Good night and be safe.